Hi, I've got my Fender 64 Vibroverb in the studio again, and this is the reissue from 2008 which has the SRV DS mods on it. And one of the mods is a switchable rectifier, so you can switch between a silicon rectifier and a valve rectifier. And I did a video a few months ago, or maybe less, on the difference between, the audible differences between those two states, and I really couldn't hear or measure a difference. But what I didn't try, and which is something somebody mentioned in the comments, is to invert the phase of one of the signals and sum them together and then see if there's anything left over. If there's something left over, that means there is actually a difference, and if there isn't anything left over, that means they're identical. So I actually did something a bit more than that. I recorded 2 takes on the silicon rectifier, and I inverted one of them and compared those two just to see if 2 different takes showed any difference. And I also recorded a take with the valve rectifier and inverted that and compared that to the silicon rectifier and had a look at whether there was a difference there. So I used the same take that I used in my previous video, which I DI'd into my computer and then reamped. But this time I reamped it through the normal channel and I didn't use any reverb, because the reverb has got some randomness to it. It's an analog spring reverb. And so I didn't want that to get in the way of this experiment, because this experiment isn't about reverb, it's just purely about those rectifiers. So yeah, let's just take a look and see what the results are. So when we summed the inverted second solid-state rectifier take with the first solid-state rectifier take, there was barely any signal left over. In fact, there was practically no signal, even though there was a tiny little bit. There was, we can take those 2 signals to be identical. However, the inverted valve rectifier take summed with the solid-state rectifier take left behind a little bit more signal, so there was definitely more of a difference there. So there is a difference between the valve rectifier and the solid-state rectifier. Whether you can actually hear that in a practical situation or not is a different matter, but scientifically there is a difference. The person who commented on the previous YouTube video and suggested that I do this experiment said he could hear more mid-range on, I think, the valve rectifier as compared to the solid-state rectifier. I mean, you can go back and listen to that previous video and see if you can actually hear that. I still can't hear it really. They sound the same to me, but there is definitely a difference. It's a small difference, but there is that difference there. So that's interesting. Now, you would actually hear more of a difference if you push this amp into overdrive, but I've never managed to do that. I've always reached the limit of my tolerance for volume before I got this thing to overdrive. It's just way, way too loud. It's really, really loud. Anyway, I hope you found that interesting. If you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and you'll get to see more videos like this one. Check me out on Instagram at RajaniAmps. Check me out online at rajaniamps.com. And give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I hope to see you next time.